everyone, myself Harin Singh Bhati, Assistant Professor, IMT Group of Colleges. So today we are starting our lecture on air pollution. Basically air pollution, it is a very important subject for our civil engineering, and it is also a very important subject for our GATE exams, ES exams and the state government exams. So basically what are the parts we are going to cover in this lecture? That is, first part is air pollution. What are the causes for air pollution and what are the different types or sources of air pollution? Next, in second part, we are going to cover what is air pollutants, type of air pollutants, what are the sources of air pollutant, and what are the effects of air pollutants. In the third part, we are going to cover that meteorological factors affecting air pollution. Basically, there are different tropical regions and geographical regions due to which there is an effect on air pollution. In the fourth part, we are going to cover different types of plume behavior. Basically, plume is the smoke which are coming from the industries. So different types of plume behavior we are going to cover in the fourth part. In the fifth part, we are going to cover air pollution control devices. So how we can control our air pollution. So there are different devices which we are going to cover in this fifth part. So before just going to the air pollution, we must understand what is our atmosphere is. Basically the composition of atmosphere. If we talk about the composition of atmosphere, mainly our composition of atmosphere is generally considered of major gases. If we talk about the gases, then nitrogen is there at 78%, oxygen is 20.946%, argon is 0.934%, carbon dioxide is 0.037%, neon is 0.0018%, helium is 0.0052%, methane is 0.0015%, and krypton is 0.001%. If you talk about the distribution, or if you talk about the categories of the atmosphere, then these gases are divided into two parts. First is major gases and second is minor gases. If you talk about the major gases, then the gases which are above the percentage of 0.5, that means that is nitrogen, oxygen and argon are major gases, and the remaining are the minor gases, and they are present in our atmosphere below the percentage of 0.05. So major gases are nitrogen, oxygen and argon, and minor gases are carbon dioxide, oxygen, neon and methane. If we further classified gases into two types, first one is the fixed gases and second one is the variable gases. So what are the fixed gases? So which does not change their composition time to time, like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, hydrogen, helium. These are fixed gases. They does not change their composition time to time. And if we talk about the variable gases, then they changes their percentage of composition time to time, like oxides of carbon dioxide, oxides of sulfur, water vapor. Generally, these variable gases are combined with the impurities and had a adverse effect on our human life. Generally, they creates the air pollution. These variable gases creates the air pollution to our environment that has a adverse effect on our human life. Let's now talk about the structure of atmosphere. Basically, the first layer of our atmosphere is troposphere, and it is the first layer of our atmosphere, and generally it is at an altitude of an height of 0 to 12 kilometer, and generally all our that weather phenomena activities occurs in the troposphere or in the first zone. If you talk about the second zone of our atmosphere, that is stratopause, and tropopause and stratopause are divided by a thick layer that is known as tropophase. And if you talk about the second layer, second zone of our atmosphere, that is stratopause, it extends up to a height of 50 kilometer, and all the stratopause is all free from clouds and weather phenomena activities, and making conditions suitable for flying. If you talk about the third zone, that is mesosphere, Mesosphere is basically extended up to a height of 80 kilometer, and stratopause and mesosphere are divided by a thick layer that is known as stratopause. If you talk about the fourth layer, that is thermosphere, it is the last layer of our atmosphere, and it extends from a height of 80 kilometer to 400 kilometer. And generally in this layer, the temperature rises very rapidly with high altitude. Next, let's talk about air pollution. Firstly, we should understand what is pollution. Anything that is present in our potential, anything that is present in our environment and has a potential hazard to the living thing can be considered as pollution. Basically, they are more than pollutions are there, like water pollution is there, environmental pollution is there, air pollution is there. So they have a adverse effect on the human life. So what is air pollution? Air pollution is the imbalance in quality of air so as to cause adverse effect on the living organism on earth. So there is an imbalance in the quality of air, so which are creating an adverse effect on the life of human life, plant life and animal life. So they are creating an adverse effect on the life of the human beings. If we talk about the some of the histories that has been created air pollution, the first is the Great Smoke London, that is occurred in the December 1952. So in this event, a thick layer smoke over the city lasted for 5 days, and generally it is known as the turning point of environmentalism. And basically more than thousands of people died in this event. After this event, the many people are focusing on the environmentalism. So the second event that occurs in our history, that is Bhopal gas tragedy 1984. This also happens in the December season or in the winter season. And what happens was there was a gas leakage that is known as methyl isocyanate leakage. So due to this, more than thousands of people died, and it changes the mindset of towards the air pollution. Nextly, we are seeing a major smoke during our winters, that is Delhi smoke. It occurs in all the years, and we are facing such problems. So basically the particulate matter 2.5 is below the permissible limit, and that is due to the transport vehicles and agriculture waste. And the effects was severe respiratory disorder, eye irritation, and it reduces visibility for less than 5 meter. Next, if we talk about the sources of air pollution, so basically it is divided on 3 bases. First is based on the origin of sources, second is based on spatial distribution, and third is based on position of sources. If you further classify it on the basis of origin of sources, it is classified into 2 types, that is natural sources and second is anthropogenic sources. If we talk about based on spatial distribution, it is classified in point source or aerial source. And the third is based on the position of sources. It is further classified into 2 types, that is first is stationary sources and second is mobile sources. Now let's talk about first one, that is natural sources. Any air pollution that occurs in our nature due to the natural phenomena is known as natural sources. For example, volcano mist, forest fires and desert dust. These are the example of the natural sources. And if we talk about the anthropogenic sources or the man-made sources, which are the air pollution source which are created by the human beings. So for example, like automobile vehicles, industrial plant, thermal plants, these are the examples of man-made sources or anthropogenic sources. Secondly, if we talk about based on spatial distribution, that first one is the point source. Point source means that there is a single source in a whole environment. Like there is an industrial area in our village, that is the example of point source. If we talk about the aerial source means that is there are number of sources in a particular area, like our industrial area. So there are number of sources of air pollution. If we talk about based on the position of sources, there are stationary sources and mobile sources. Stationary sources means that is they are static in position or they are immovable sources. For example, our industries, they are static in position. If we talk about the mobile sources are that changes their location time to time, or movable sources like our automobile sources. So these are some example of natural sources like volcano, desert dust, forest fire, dust storms. Then these are examples of man-made sources or anthropogenic sources: industrial plant, motor vehicle, power plant, agricultural activities, domestic burning of wood. Then these are example of point or stationary sources, affects only in restricted area, or add pollutants to air at particulate points or from a chimney. Then area sources, town and cities add smoke and gases over a wide area, and it is called area sources. For example, fossil fuels burning or domestic burning of foods. If we talk about line or mobile sources, so I told you that it changes the location time to time. Example, automobile sources. Next, we are going to talk about air pollutants. What is air pollutants? Air pollutant is a material in the air that can have adverse effect on the human and the ecosystem. The substance can be solid particles, liquid droplets, or gases. A pollutants can be of natural origin or man-made. Basically, air pollutants are the small particles of solid particles, liquid particles, or gaseous particles. They have an adverse effect on the human life, plant life, and animal life. Then classification of air pollutants. Basically, air pollutants are classified in the two way. First is based on the origin of, and second is based on the state of matter. Based on the origin, it is further classified into two types. First is primary pollutant, and second is secondary pollutant. And on the basis of state of matter, it is further classified into two types. First is gaseous pollutant, and second is particulate pollutants. If we talk about primary pollutants means which are emitted directly from a identifiable sources. Like if we define identifiable sources means if there is an industry or there is an automobile, so we can identify the sources. So it is known as primary pollutants. So for example, oxides of carbon, they can be identified from where they are coming. Oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, hydrocarbons, smoke, dust fumes, and radioactive compounds. If we talk about the secondary pollutant which are produced in the atmosphere when certain chemical reaction take place among primary pollutants. For example, like primary pollutant is oxides of carbon. If we take carbon dioxide, if there is a primary pollutant that are emitting from sources, like for example carbon dioxide, it gets in our environment and it gets reacted with water vapor. So it creates a acid rain. Acid rain is basically the pH value of acid rain is less than 5.5. Then if we talk about the second classification based on state of matter, first is gaseous pollutant. Gaseous pollutant is that are gases in our nature. So basically carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and oxides of sulfur. If we talk about particulate air pollutants, then it can be defined as that include suspended droplets, solid particles, or other mixtures in the atmosphere. For example, dust or fog. These are some of the examples of the primary and secondary pollutant. Like for primary pollutants, like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, volatile organic compound, carbon monoxide or lead. And for example, secondary pollutants, ozone, sulfur compounds, and nitrogen compounds. These are the sum of the percentage of the major air pollutants. Like carbon monoxide is 48% in our environment, sulfur oxide is 16%, nitrogen oxide is 16%, particulate matters are 5%, and volatile organic matter is 15%. So these are emitted from a primary source. Primary source means which are identifiable sources. Let's talk about some of the major air pollutants. First one is carbon monoxide. If we talk about the sources of carbon monoxide, you can see in the diagram that is 56% source is on road vehicles. On road vehicles means our automobile sources, like the movie, like for example, a car is moving on a road. So on road vehicle source is 56%, and non road vehicles or engines is 22%. For example, like our trains, aeroplanes, they are creating a major air pollutants. So that percentage is 22%, and 4% of industrial process, 6% of fuel consumption, and 12% miscellaneous. So basically, the major source of the carbon monoxide is incomplete consumption of fuel. So what are the effects of the carbon monoxide? Basically, carbon monoxide has a high affinity towards the hemoglobin. Our blood contains hemoglobin, which has high affinity towards carbon monoxide as compared to oxygen. Hence, instead of oxygen, blood transport carbon monoxide in each part of our body, resulting in dizziness and further death. So what should be the permissible limit of carbon monoxide? It should be 2 microgram per meter cube. Let's talk about the second air pollutant, that is sources of oxides of sulfur. Basically, there are two air pollutants in our environment which creates an adverse effect. First one is sulfur dioxide and second one is sulfur trioxide. If we talk about the sources, then there is 66% of the power station or thermal power stations, 6% of domestic and commercial source, 12% refineries, iron and steel, 10% other industries, and 3 to 4% transport and other miscellaneous sources. So basically, the sources of oxides of sulfur is thermal power plants, burning of coal, and fuel in the industries. So what are the effects of the oxides of sulfur? Basically, it affects our mucous membrane, and it also causes sulfur dioxide reacts with water vapors and form the acid rain. And it also causes deterioration of structures, like our building materials are corrode due to the oxides of sulfur. And what should be the permissible limit of oxides of sulfur? It should be 80 microgram per meter cube. Then the third one is oxides of nitrogen. Generally, the major sources of oxides of nitrogen is major road, that is 65%, minor road, that is 3%. Major road, basically the highways or the national highways or the major roads which are connecting between the different cities. So basically its source, it produces air pollutants 65%, and minor road, that is 3%. If we talk about the another sources, that is domestic gas 5%, commercial gas 26%. The main source of the oxides of nitrogen, that is vehicular emission, domestic sewage, degradation of organic matter, or fertilizer plant. And what are the effects of the oxides of nitrogen? Generally, it's generate acid rain. It combined with the nitrogen oxide combined with the water vapor and create acid rain. Damage plant life. They have a huge impacts on the plant's life, and it results in the photochemical smoke. And permissible limit for the oxides of nitrogen is 80 microgram per meter cube. If we talk about the fourth major air pollutants, that is particulate matter. We are all aware of this, that is PM 2.5. It is measured in the smoke area or in the smoke area where we can identify the air pollution. So that is, they are further classified into two types, that is PM10 and PM 2.5. PM10 means particle size less than 10 micron diameter. The particles whose size are less than 10 micron is known as PM10, and PM 2.5 particle size less than 2.5 diameter. Basically, the major sources of the particulate matters are dust from vehicles, smoke from industries, and burning of fuel in the vehicles. If we talk about the recent trends, so generally in the Delhi NCR region, the particulate matter 2.5 is causing a very huge air pollution. So it causes asthma. What are the effects of the particulate matter? It causes asthma, nausea, lung problem, and eye irritation. Then the fifth major air pollutant is oxides of carbon. Basically, there are two types of oxides of carbon that creates an adverse effect on human life, plant life, and animal life. First is carbon dioxide, and second is carbon monoxide. Basically, the main sources of the carbon oxides of carbon are burning of fossil fuels and decomposition of organic waste. If we talk about the effects of oxides of carbon, then first is greenhouse gas emission, and second one is CO2, carbon dioxide combined with the H2O, and it makes the water acidic in nature. Then the sixth major air pollutant is methane, CH4. Generally, the sources of the methane is degradation of organic matter, landfill sites, or marshy sites. Landfill sites are the dumping yards, like our household waste are dumping at a sites that is known as landfill sites. And marshy land, the effects of the methane is greenhouse gas emission. Then effects of air pollutants. What are the different effects of the different air pollutants? Then first one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide traps heat in the atmosphere, result in the global warming. Basically, carbon dioxide is one of the reasons for the global warming that we are facing a huge problem. Then the second is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, basically in the winter season, we are switching on our heaters, so that creates an adverse effect if it doesn't get the proper oxidation. So they are very harmful to human, affects respiration, cardiac, and pulmonary functions. If we talk about the oxides of sulfur, then it creates a acid rain, that the pH value of acid rain is less than 5.5. It neocauses on leaves, physical disorder in humans. It affects on the materials and deterioration of the marble movements. If we talk about oxides of nitrogen, then it creates irritating effects. It also affects the lungs, decrease photosynthesis activities in the plant. Then if we talk about hydrocarbons, react with NO to form secondary pollutants or photochemical smoke. If we talk about particulate pollutants, that is PM10 or PM2.5, then chronic non-specific disease or soil erosion. Then radioactive pollutants, that is cellular damage in men and animals. Then aerosol, air pollutant remains suspended in air. Then these are the effects of air pollution on human health. First is dizziness. It creates dizziness, headache, eye irritation, nasal irritation, sore throat. It can also create possibility of lung cancer and other lung diseases. Coughing and shortness of breath also created by the air pollution. Chest pain, increase cold allergies. It also increases mobility and mortality rate. High concentration of oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen can cause bronchitis and asthma. It can cause cardiovascular and pulmonary disease. It decreases the oxygen level carrying capacity of the blood. Generally, carbon monoxide decreases the capacity of our oxygen carrying our blood. Then heavy metal can cause poisoning, damage liver and kidney. If we talk about effects of air pollution on plants, then sulfur dioxide creates bleaching of leaves and neocosis. Neocosis means killing of tissues. So sulfur dioxide kills the tissues. Then nitrogen oxide suppressed growth, bleaching of leaf. It suppresses the growth of the plant or it bleaches the leaves. Then if we talk about O3, that is ozone, that is create a prematuring aging, suppressed growth, neucosis, bleaching, and it further collapse of leaf. If we talk about the fluoride, what fluoride causes is neucosis at the leaf tip. If we talk about the particulate matter suppress the growth of the leaf and silvering of lower leaf surface. Then if we talk about effects of air pollution on property or material, Then sulfur dioxide presents in the oxygen and moisture is converted to the H2SO4, that is a acid rain. This acid deposit on the metals and part of the buildings, railway tracks, bridges, and cause corrosion. Basically, the main reason of the corrosion is the presence of the S2SO sulfur dioxide in our environment. It get converted, it get reaction with the water vapors and create the acid rain. H2SO4, that is deterioration and disfigure the building material. Generally, it creates an bad appearance of our buildings. Deterioration of leather and paper due to the H2SO4. Then damage textile dyes and fibers, cracking of rubber tires and various electric insulations are cause on air pollution, or they are caused due to the air pollutants. Then soiling increase cost of cleaning shirts and other wear, windows, curtains, and building surface. It damage protective coating and paint of the surface. It also damage the paint of the surface. If we talk about the controlling of air pollution, then we should take some preventive measures like selection of suitable fuel, low sulfur coal on the power plants, LPG, CNG, and natural gases. If we talk about the selection of suitable fuels, like before in 90s, we are using coal as the main fuel. After that, the crude oil comes. After that, we came as a substitute the CNG and LPG in our automobile sector. Now we are jumping to the BS6, that is Bharat Stage 6, and we are going to the electric vehicles. So these are the basic steps the government is taking to control the air pollution. Then second point is modification of industrial process and equipment to reduce emission. Basically, we have to modify our industrial process so as to create a less air pollution. Then the third one is selection of suitable size and zoning of industrial units. So we should use certain things that can take the preventive measure to control the air pollution. Then proper environmental studies before setting the industries. We should have proper studies. So what are the different causes of the industries? So how we can minimize the air pollution? So we can control the air pollution. So we will continue our lecture in the next series. Thank you. Thank you very much.